what's up, everybody? It's your boy Pascal
and your girl Sandy,
and welcome back to another one,
baby.
with Real Beef with S&P.
Hey man, we back up in this biz.
We back in this biz night.
Hey man, good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you. Good to see you too. Good to see you too.
Yeah,
okay.
man. It's
Feeling
another day,
good.
And we're a little earlier today. Okay, so we try to
Yeah.
catch some of the early birds. What they say, the early bird catches the worm.
No doubt.
Catch them worms. We try to see who's trying to catch the worms today. Okay.
We out here to give you guys some conversations and the things that you need for the day. Okay, so welcome to the show. Good morning to all y'all. Okay, get ready for some morning shows and all that. We're trying to figure out our schedule, the best way to give you guys the information and the stories that you need for your day, your week, whenever you're watching this show. Okay,
yes,
so
sir.
Be sure to be on the lookout for it. Hit that like button. Okay, some housekeeping. Hit that like button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Sure.
Of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button, baby. You know we're working hard out here in these streets to give you guys the conversation that you need.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
So hit that subscribe button and make sure that notification bell is set to all, because we might be doing some pop-up videos. When we go live, it's random. If there's any breaking news or anything of that sort, we are going to be on here chopping it up with you guys, and we're going to hold hands. We're going to hold all y'all hands together, okay, in solidarity, hands across the world, right?
Yes!
As ish hits the fan, okay, in pop culture and many other things that are going on in the world. Anyway, we got some things we got to get into, as you know, as you see the title above or down below, wherever you're watching this show. We got some things we got to talk about, man. But first, man. Sandy, how you living? How you been?
Man, we've been good over here. It's been a crazy week, and we're getting ready for all the holiday stuff, which is my favorite time of year. Y'all gonna see me going crazy with all the holiday stuff, because I'm so ready for it. I'm here for it. Halloween first. Y'all know, if you know me, you know Halloween for me is the appetizer, the crema, the big one, the biggin. Okay, so I'm just so ready for the holiday season. Okay, so a little frantic, but we are good. How are you?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
The baby and everything.
Fam Bam is doing good. Can't complain. Not really sleeping much, but what else is new? I mean, you guys hear that all the time from me. I'm not sleeping because I got a new baby. I mean,
regular.
I'm getting through it. It's the normal thing, and I know this is going to be the rest of my life. So I'm just getting used to it as time goes on.
6 years in, I'm still not sleeping.
Shoot.
Still not sleeping 6 years in. Okay.
Notice how excited I am when I heard that.
Yeah.
But I am. I'm good. I'm great. I'm excited about Halloween coming up very, very soon. Yes. I'm here for the colder weather as well, because I like to be layered up. That's just me though.
And I'm a sundress girl.
I don't know. Well,
I'm all about the sundress
for the fellas. At least for the fellas. We get outfits. We get different looks when we get to layer up instead of t-shirts and pants. Because a lot of it's like t-shirts and pants or shorts. And I don't really rock shorts very often, y'all. I just don't. It feels weird for a tall guy.
I just thought about that.
For a tall guy, it's weird, man. It's weird. Unless you got tree trunks for calves. It's weird.
I really just thought about that. You really don't wear shorts, dude.
I don't really wear shorts. I don't.
No, and then he wears jeans, so I know he hot.
Yeah,
he's always in jeans.
I mean, I am hot, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay.
Take your ass to bed, please, sir. Too motherfucking early this morning. Okay,
too early. But I will say, okay, I'm not a big shorts guy. Yeah. It just feels weird for me, especially with you tall fellas. You get what I'm saying, okay? It is a weird feeling, and I know there's a lot of guys out here be like, man, I love wearing shorts. This is the best thing in the world. I mean, hey, to each their own. Yeah. Some of y'all have legs that are just like,
ooh, the chicken legs with the big top bodies.
No, and I don't like that either.
That drives me nuts, especially when they wear those ankle socks. They wear the ankle socks with the sneakers. It makes it worse. Ankle socks make it worse. When you show your whole ankle and you got chicken legs and you got a big upper body.
Yeah. It's weird.
And it looks like your bottom half ain't gonna be able to carry the rest of you, man.
Looking like Johnny Bravo up in this dick. All right.
Oh my God, I can't stand that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like, hey, I'm good on it. And yeah, see, I'm not alone. Oh, see, Raven said, you are not alone.
Hey.
Thank you. See?
Oh, Raven said her husband doesn't wear shorts either.
Oh, baby. I'm not alone. I am not alone. And it feels good.
Oh my gosh. That's too funny. What up, Raven? What's up to all of y'all?
Together.
Oh my God. You are so funny.
3.
Oh my God. Why do you sound just like him? That is
very
hilarious.
welcome. You know, I like to have some fun. I like to have some fun from time to time. You know.
Time to time. Look.
Piggy. Okay, moving on.
I didn't even know you could do that voice.
I could do all this. I have so many hidden talents, Sandy. I have so many.
And clearly they're very important talents.
Useless talents.
Right. Clearly you found a lot of uses for these specific talents, child.
Yeah, useless talents. Okay. This is the reason why we have podcasts now. Okay.
Right.
Because so I can do stuff like that.
You get to enjoy all of these fun things. Shout out to every single one of y'all that are rocking with us this early in the morning, by the way. And shout out to Ed, by the way. I've seen you up in here. He's been a long time fan bam. Okay. And seeing him in here, I see him in here almost every podcast. So shout out to you, Ed. I had to make sure I said that. And shout out to every single one of y'all for rocking with us this early in the morning. And period. Okay.
Just like let's be real. We're not giving Edward Sanchez Productions any special treatment up in this biznai. All y'all are important. No, she just called you out, Edward. I don't know why the F she did, but hey. Everybody's important, okay?
Hopefully we're not messing you up at work.
All lives matter. I'm kidding.
For real. Shout out to all of y'all rocking with us on this early morning podcast session, okay?
Yes, good morning.
We appreciate it.
Oh, by the way, I was watching, I didn't finish this yet, but I was watching, I watched this movie last night, The Blackening.
I have not seen it. Is it a horror film?
It's a comedy horror. It's not really horror. It's not horror at all.
Who's in it?
But it's basically about a whole bunch of Black people that show up to a cabin and they find this board game. And the board game is called The Blackening. And then, of course, it's almost like Black Card Revoked. That game.
The game.
It's almost like that, except if you don't get something right, then you die type thing.
I was about to say
comedy.
They all probably die.
Yeah, so it's
we always die first in the movie.
No. It's a whole bunch of Black people. So it's no one.
Like, so they're the main characters. Okay, so
the main characters are a whole group of Black people go to this cabin together to celebrate Juneteenth. Okay, like this is super Black. Okay, so they go and do this. They find this game, and it's basically Black Card Revoked. And anytime they get something wrong, then they're losing their lives, right?
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't scary. It's not scary at all. And I didn't finish the movie, so that tells you something else too.
Right.
But it was just making me think of there's this part of this dude who's like a super nerd, and I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but he says this line that is just absolutely hilarious that I just said a second ago. But anyway,
okay, so that's
if you just need something that's brainless and a chuckle, check it out. But it's not scary, and it wasn't as funny as I was hoping it would be, because I'm like, man, this is such an amazing concept. There's so much potential with this story and this concept, and then it didn't go where I thought it would go. It kind of sucked. You know what I mean? It's hard to find good horror movies out here now, y'all, or even horror and comedy. It's really hard to find good comedy,
especially lately,
or good horror. They are either really cheesy or poorly executed. You know what I mean?
Especially since the pandemic, because people, they stopped going to the movie theaters. You know what I mean? And the production stopped and all of that, and we just don't really have the quality movies that we used to have pre-pandemic. You know what I mean?
No, we really don't. Now it just seems like they're just kind of pumping out one thing after another, and it's kind of like paint by numbers type of stuff. I mean, do you remember talking about horror flicks? Do you remember Coming to America 2?
Absolutely.
I digress.
I can't.
So moving on. No, I'm just saying it was a horror. It was so bad. It was so bad. You're sitting there in horror like, why did you destroy this legacy?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like some things just don't need to be remade. Like we don't need a sequel to shit. They were talking about doing what's the I'm let us know what y'all think.
No, but on God, real quick, Sadie, wasn't that on what didn't that premiere during the pandemic?
I believe so.
Premiere during the panty?
I believe so.
Yeah, a horror movie. That was a horror movie. Continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you good.
Didn't that happen during that time? It was bad.
Friday, the movie. Okay. They're talking about doing. No, they were talking about doing a sequel to that one, and I'm like, leave the shit where it's at.
Enough.
We're good. Like, you gonna ruin the shit. Like, leave it be. Okay. Like, there's just some shit that does not need to be remade, y'all. Okay, and that's one of them. We good, dog.
How many Fridays can you
do? 76 years old talking about some. No.
How many Fridays can you do? You've already done Fridays after next, Friday, Thursday, Fridays, fish
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, 2 days from now. They done did 1,000,001 Fridays. We don't need them all. We good.
How many
Let the legacy live and be remembered exactly as it was in its prime. Because after that, it gets ruined. Okay, there's just some shit, like I said, that does not need to be remade.
Exactly.
That being one of them.
How many Fridays? How many Fridays do you?
We don't need them. Okay, we don't need them.
Jesus.
You know it's real when his voice goes up like 10 octaves, dog.
I'm mad. I'm big mad. Because that's bullshit.
Like, they're supposedly not doing it anymore. There was some issues or whatever. I think Chris Tucker didn't want to also reprise his role either.
Okay.
Which I don't blame him because he's graduated from that. I know he don't want to be Smokey forever. Okay. Because he could have easily been typecast after Friday. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how successful it was. And then he went on to all the other things he done did. And he got away from being typecast. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, he did. He did make a hard pivot. And he did the right thing. Thank God he did. Or he would have been he would have been Cheech and Chong for the rest of his life. Yep. He would have been the black Cheech and Chong for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Imagine his life now if he was doing that part and staying in that typecast part forever.
Yep.
He would still be, he'd have his name on some weed. He would have his own pipes. Maybe he might be doing a few cameos in a few movies, but every single time it would be him smoking a blunt or smoking from a bong. Like, it would be him like that for the rest of his doggone life. So thank God he did that hard pivot and said, I'm out, deuces. Yes, I was great. Yes, I know. But I'm even better
out
over here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, there's a lot of these movies in that they're trying to like kind of bring back. And I'm going, hey, damn that. Damn it.
It's too much.
Just dig a hole, take those scripts, throw them in the hole, light them shits on fire, and then bury the ashes.
We don't need them. We good.
We don't need that shit. We already have the classics. Like, here's another thing. Think about this for a second. Because I love movies. As you already know, I love me some movies. But let's just talk about this for a second. One movie, for example.
Okay.
Is a classic movie. It's classic. It's old. It's super, super old, but it's a classic.
Okay.
Casablanca. Hold on.
Okay.
Have they ever remade Casablanca? Don't worry, I'll answer it for you. No, they haven't. Why? Because it's that good.
Right.
Leave it alone. Put it down. Leave it alone.
Some stuff just needs to be left exactly where it is.
Leave it alone.
Yep.
Okay. Leave it alone. I don't know why I went Scarface, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Leave that motherfucker alone. So there's other classics that should just stay classics.
Right.
Some of the movies we just talked about.
Right.
Friday, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. Any of those movies, just leave it alone.
Leave it be.
Put it down.
For real.
Away.
That part.
Please and thank you. Okay. Oh, and here's the other thing. TV shows too. They don't need to do these nostalgic reboots of these TV shows. Seinfeld is apparently coming back.
Oh my God! Please, God, no.
Frasier is supposed to be coming back. They've already basically shot all the whole show. And in my mind, I'm like, well, one, I ain't never seen Frasier, so I don't know if it's any good. But I heard it's really good.
Yeah,
but I'm like, why bring it back? Stop. Same thing with Seinfeld. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? Leave it alone. It was good when it was there. Don't bring it back. It's gonna lose its magic. Now you're pissing on the legacy. You're pulling out
I couldn't get
your
into
ding
any
dong,
of those shows.
and you're just all over it, and then dropping a deuce on it. Come on, man. Leave it alone. Okay.
I couldn't handle any of those. I couldn't watch any of them. Frasier. I wasn't into Friends. I wasn't into Seinfeld. None of them shits. I know they were super popular, but they just did. I didn't get shit out of them.
See, I'm good on it. Okay. Like, don't do a reboot of Friends. I don't need to see.
No.
We were on the brink for 15 seasons.
I'm good on it. Not Friends.
I'm good on it. Okay, guys. That's all I'm saying.
That's I don't know how people like that ish.
Like I said, it would be an absolute horror show. But speaking of horror shows,
yes,
Britney Spears has a new memoir coming out called The Woman in Me. Now, apparently this is going to be a big bombshell memoir book, kind of like this book. Remember this book, guys?
I was about to say.
Remember this mother shit? Okay. And I've been reading this. I got
he's got it marked. You see all that?
I got marks in it. You know, I'm still going back and reading certain parts and highlighting stuff. Trust and believe. But anyway, because it is a very fascinating book. I'm going to be real. And I will say the book is actually pretty damn well written.
I'm about to start reading it today.
It's like an action flick. It's like bang, 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 bang. Okay. But anyway, moving on. Okay.
Yes.
Britney Spears has this memoir, The Woman in Me. It's coming out very, very soon. It's coming out next Tuesday, to be exact. It's going to be a bombshell. I just feel it in my bones because this is coming from her perspective. There is no conservatorship. There's nobody watching over her on what she needs to say or what she can and cannot say. But one of the things that she has come out, there's two things that we're going to be talking about in this show today. But one of the big bombshells is, as you see in the title up above or down below, wherever you're watching this show right here, she says that she had a procedure done when she got pregnant or after she got pregnant, because Justin Timberlake said, I don't want to be a father during that time. Now, we already know that Justin Timberlake he got kids, she got kids too. Okay. They've moved on. In case you guys have been living under a rock since the early 2000s and just woke up like Encino Man or something like that, just so you know, they've been apart and they have their respective children from their respective significant others or exes, like Britney Spears. Okay. So he's a happy father now. He's a happy family man now. Okay. But during that time, 20 years ago, I guess, she was with child. And that child was that of Justin Timberlake's. He did not want to have this child. Let's take a look at this article from People. And this is an exclusive from People themselves. They said Britney Spears is sharing a painful experience she's kept private for 20 years. In her upcoming memoir, The Woman in Me, the pop icon reveals that when she dated Justin Timberlake, she became pregnant with his baby, but had a procedure done. We got to use these code words. People have confirmed. Okay. It was a surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I loved Justin so much. I always expected us to have a family together one day. This would just be much earlier than I expected. This is what she says about the pregnancy in her book. She continues saying, but Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives, that we were way too young. Of course, people reached out to Timberlake's people and they did not immediately respond, which is, I'm not surprised. Everybody remember this shit.
Oh my
remember denim. Remember that?
That was the costume, the Halloween costume of that year too, if y'all remember.
Oh, it definitely was.
Everybody tried to emulate that guy, like mimic that. Those two as a pair.
Who did this though? Who did this to them? By the way, his pants don't even have a zipper. His pants don't even have a zipper. It's like they're pull-ons. Like
only you would notice that.
Because I was like, wait, there's no zipper, there's no buckles, there's no
the whole thing is denim.
It's all denim.
The entire thing is denim.
But there's no but if you notice, there's no
That was so in style back in the day, though.
There is no buttons, no slit for
He just
buttonhole.
pulled them mofos on, man.
He pulled this on.
That's hilarious, dude. Anyway, hey, look, he got to pull him down to go to the bathroom.
Or the question is, was this tailored to his body? Like literally, they put it on him, they sewed it on him, and then shoved him out and said, "Go onto the red carpet, go." Like that, like. Moving on. Oh my God. Anyway, moving on.
Lord.
She continues to write in her book. If it had been left up to me alone, I never would have had it done. And yet Justin was so sure that he didn't want to be a father. Of course, she writes of her experience undergoing the operation, saying, "To this day, it's one of the most agonizing things I have ever experienced in my life." Now, there's a lot to unfold on here, so let's talk about this, okay? Aside from the denim,
right?
Oh my God,
the denim pull-up,
real. That was real. Okay, so no zippers, no buttons, no nothing, no snaps, nothing.
No way to get about. No way to get about the mofos.
Oh God. Okay, so moving on. Okay, real serious. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Just the denim's fucking me up. So here's the thing, guys. I'm sorry, it's fucking me up. Like that was a thing. Okay, guys.
Okay,
all right. Forgive me. This is a serious topic. Okay. So what she said here is very, oh my God, it's heartbreaking to even think about. And it also makes you realize or see that maybe this could have been one of the start or could have been the start of where her psyche started to kind of unravel or start to kind of break. Because obviously any person that goes through that type of procedure, it can be extremely devastating mentally, not only just physically, but mentally for women that go through that decision and go through that operation or procedure. And then on top of it, not being able to talk about it at all, allegedly, hiding it from everybody. I can only imagine. I really can only imagine. Now, one other thing I do want to point out, Justin Timberlake, apparently he and his team have been gearing up, getting ready for this memoir for a while now because of the bombshells that are supposedly being dropped in this particular memoir that she has coming out. This is only one of them so far, y'all. I mean, we got another one too, but this one so far, damn, this is pretty crazy and very personal.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, if this is the appetizer, I'm really looking forward to what the main course is going to be.
That part.
That's going to be absolutely insane. What do you think about this information, Sandy? I mean, you know, this whole procedure bombshell being dropped and how he didn't want to be a father at that time.
Well, I mean, when I first heard it, it didn't surprise me, you know. I mean, this is something that happens to a lot of people, regular people as well, right? And it's kind of a mixed bag here, right? So when I heard it, I was like, okay, it didn't surprise me. But what I wanted to see was the reaction that people would have to what she said her experience was, that he was not allegedly ready to be a father, that he told her he was not ready to be a father, right? And that they were too young, right? And that she went through with the procedure, okay? To really be able to see exactly how people would respond to him. That's what I was curious about, because here's the thing, no matter what Britney does, I mean, it's like Beyonce. We got Beyonce stands and they're ride or die. And there are Beyonce stands and they are very much like Beyonce stands and very ride or die. So when this revelation came out, when she revealed all of this, I was like, oh my God, let me check and see how people are reacting to Justin. Y'all, they are ripping him to shreds. Okay. Because in their mind, they're like, okay, first and foremost, okay, not only did you prevent her from, allegedly prevent her from, having that child, right? But on top of that, they're also bringing up the other things. For instance, Crimea River.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to get there.
That right there.
You got there before me.
Hey, man, that right there. And so they're just going through and piecing together the way he handled their breakup thereafter. Okay. And, how he chose to go about sending the message of, his experience, quote unquote, through the breakup, through Crimea River, amongst interviews and other things. So he's getting ripped to shreds because they're literally like, how dare you? Right. But we got to look at this a little bit. And this is how I'm looking at it. Okay. So my personal opinion here, they were young guys and in very big times in their career. Okay. Very, very young. I mean, teenage young. You guys, 17, 18. Some places are saying 19. Either way,
They're babies.
They were kids. Okay. And, so is this a common occurrence when it comes to kids this age? Absolutely. When I say getting pregnant, right? Unfortunately, what happened transpired. But again, this happens quite often. And it doesn't surprise me that he felt like he wasn't ready to be a father yet. So I don't know that I can necessarily, I can't be mad at Justin. I mean, that's just how he felt at the time. And he's a kid and they were in their prime of their careers.
I will say this. I don't think anyone is kind of like he who has not sinned, cast the first stone type of thing, or the glass houses type of situation, or type of phrase. Because in this situation, I mean, no matter what side you stand on, whether you are for or against that kind of procedure, which we're not here to talk about that at all, guys. But at the same time, doesn't matter. All of us have had our fair share of run-ins with anything. Okay. We all have life. We all have situations that happen in relationships and all that. And there's a good portion of people out here who have, as you said, have gone face to face with making this kind of decision. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I know that yes, there's going to be the self-righteous people that are going to be out here trying to talk ish, being like, oh, how dare he, say that, he could have saved that baby's life, so on and so forth. I mean, it gets deeper and deeper. And the thing is I feel that it's really easy for people on the sidelines to put in their judgment, to be the backseat driver, telling how people should live their lives when they don't even know the full breakdown of what actually is going on here and all that. So I hope people aren't going after Justin. I'm hoping he's not suffering a whole lot of backlash. I mean, and also I will say, and I know he is, but of course I'm saying that rhetorically. Right. As a wish though too, because I wish some people would really wake up and go, listen, it's not just him. They made that decision together. It's not like she could. I mean, like allegedly. I said, this allegedly. We don't know everything as of yet. We'll see what happens in this memoir, in the details that she gives out in this memoir. But at the same time, I mean, we don't know the inner workings of their relationship, the dynamics, etc. We don't know what went down. All we know is that the procedure was done. That's it. Now it's tragic.
It's being said that allegedly, he forced her to do it, and I'm just like,
right.
Come on now.
But I'm going
with the words now. Okay.
Because
if you guys both mutually made that decision, that's not a forced thing.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, forced is out here.
Right.
Where's the proof? And the reason why I say that is if she says that in the book, because we haven't gotten the book yet.
Right.
All we have is the fact that she was with child. Now she is not with child. And I'm sure that child would have been a beautiful child. Okay.
Sure.
Incredibly talented child, or actually just incredibly privileged child in Hollywood. And that's unfortunate. But at the same time, we don't know if it was a forced situation or not. And I think when we find out from the memoir itself, we'll hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well, themselves. Not even that, but also still two sides to every story, right? She's sharing her side. He's just about to say verbal about that.
And I was just about to say, you never know. You never know what's going on in her mind, because you got to remember, sure, she's got editors and people, she's definitely got a ghostwriter helping her with this whole thing so she can keep her thoughts straight. But at the same time, she's still shooting from the hip. She's still talking wild. She is going to be talking wireless on this mic. So I'm wondering how much of it is going to be 100% factual. I'm not sitting here saying that this procedure is not true. I'm
Right.
not saying that. I'm just saying the other things, anything else that's revolving around it, because it is coming from her perspective, and her
Right.
perspective is a bit off kilter right now.
Which
Okay.
I think we all are very, very much aware of. And again, when it comes to people sharing their sides of the story, there's always going to be this person's side, that person's side, and then ultimately the truth. Okay. So it's going to be her perspective that she's giving in this book based on whatever she's feeling when she shared this, right?
Right.
But it could have been and probably was a completely different situation or experience for Justin Timberlake. Okay. You know what I mean? Because, he felt some type of way, she felt some type of way. But the snippets that are coming out are literally saying that she felt like she was being forced to have that procedure. And I just feel like, wait a minute, hold up. He didn't physically do that, from what I understand, right? And again, we have to keep in mind, and I think that's why I'm just like, guys, the people that are just all over Justin, like, let up a little bit here, because again, the kids were kids,
Right.
right? And with different upbringings, different backgrounds, different viewpoints, different opinions, different places in their careers, they were very
No
big
doubt.
in their careers. And this would have been think about what it was like at that time when they were in their prime at that time. And they've had several but years of prime, but in that time space, right, to have that bombshell come out, it would have been a completely different thing. It would have completely derailed or dispositioned or changed both of their lives, especially Britney Spears, when it comes to their career, their engagements, the things that they would do, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm sure there was a lot of different factors outside of that, in addition to the fact that they were young or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but people need to let up on Justin a little bit, because not even a little bit, a lot of it, because it's like, y'all, they were young.
Exactly.
How did you expect him to react? And people have a choice at the end of the day. You still, unfortunately, and I don't want to be that person, because I'm not, look, I respect everyone's viewpoints and opinions. But in this particular case, it's I can see how and why he felt the way that he did.
I
I'm not
mean,
saying that I wish that happened, but
right. Yeah,
each his own.
yeah, it's each his own.
Yeah.
And the thing is the way that it is being set out here is making make him look like
A
he's like
villain.
this absolute freaking monster. And it's
Yeah,
like, wait
total
a
villain.
second, it takes two to tango.
It does.
It takes two to make this decision.
That part.
He turned to her and said, hey, I don't know if we're ready for this type of commitment. Maybe he knew the lifestyle that they were both living at that time. Maybe they were like, maybe he was in his mind going, hey, I don't know if it's the right thing to do to bring a child into this environment at this particular time.
Mhm.
Let's not forget the age factor as well. They're very,
Mhm.
very young and all of that. Ravens said, I respect him for knowing that they were too young. I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, sure, there's other people out here that would sit there and say, hey, let's do it. It's a miracle. Hey, more power to y'all
Right.
for making that decision. And y'all are very, very brave. But then there's other people, if you have that option, it's there. And in that time, things are different now. Okay. Depending on what state you live in.
Right.
But back in the day, the option was there. So he chose to say, hey, I don't think I'm ready for that.
Right.
And the thing is that's a very intimate and very heartbreaking thing to say to yourself and to say out loud to your partner.
Yeah.
Wow, we're bringing this beautiful miracle into the world, but I don't know if we can bring this miracle into the world. I don't know if this is the right time.
And they're
I mean,
probably
I'm
not
just
even
saying,
thinking that
it's
deep
a
way that you're saying it right now, because keep in
I
mind,
know.
again,
That's what exactly
they were young.
that's
They were so
right.
young,
That's that's exactly what I was trying to say here just a second ago.
Yeah.
Like, as much yeah, I'm making it more, emotional and dramatic
Yeah.
when
But
he could
still.
literally be gut reaction like hell to the no.
Yeah.
What? No. No,
Like,
no, 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 no.
look at where we at in our careers.
We
Why
make
would we
big
want to F this
decisions.
up now? I mean, there's so much
Yeah.
that he could have easily
I
been
can't
reactive
move. I
to.
can't do this. I can't do that. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do
You
this.
got a tour coming up. I'm da 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 da.
I'm
Like,
about to go solo, whatever
yeah,
it may be. And he's like, man, I can't. No, no, no. This is not the right time. Holy cow.
right,
Amanda said, unfortunately, I just don't think she had people around her to help her through it. After the procedure, I'm assuming her people didn't care about her feelings or healing. And I totally 110% agree with that too. Who actually gave a damn about her well-being, her mental stability, her mental health, etc. Who actually was there to help her out? No one. Her whole family was sucking the life off of her, and they just kept pumping her, throwing her out there, pumping her with any type of drugs they could, and putting her back up on the stage going, perform, perform, perform,
right,
rather than actually giving a damn about her livelihood. And also, I will sit here and say this too, and maybe this will be said in the book, because of course it's a much bigger bombshell to talk about the possible baby daddy, but not talk about the family that may have known or heard about this information and said, no, you're doing that procedure. That's a possibility as well. But what sounds more salacious, what brings more clicks? The person who did the tango with her, right? And I'm not sitting here saying that that he shouldn't be looked at, or this conversation his name shouldn't be in the title. Obviously it should, but I have a feeling that it wasn't just only Justin sitting there going, no, we shouldn't do this.
I guarantee.
I'm sure her family was like, nah, you are
especially her dad
doing this.
If her dad knew, please.
Yeah.
Please. Even if Justin wanted to have that baby, Jamie Spears wasn't about to condone that. I can look, in my personal opinion. Okay, because just a few years later, here we are with Britney in a conservatorship, getting pumped full of all kinds of stuff, having to be forced to do certain things and all of that, allegedly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what though? Here's another thing. Let me bring this up too. And this is just a sidebar comment in regards to this. So, and I think people are giving Britney a lot of grace. I'm going to say this very carefully, right? Me personally, and this is my personal opinion, I truly believe she has mental issues. Okay. Truly believe
Wait
that.
a second. You just got that? Like,
right. No, Ben,
like,
right? But the reason why I'm bringing that up.
You didn't get the memo? You didn't
get
that shit?
Well, no, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because now let's look back now. Okay, so now we're upset. Okay, we're upset. And I don't mean we as in you and I. I mean, the general population is upset because allegedly Justin Timberlake forced her to have this said procedure. Okay, fine. Right. So let's just pretend that Justin went along with this. Okay, or let's not even take that out of the equation. Fast forward to her, because she is a mother. So fast forward to her now being a mother. Okay. We look at this and go, wait a minute. Because in my mind, I'm just like, okay, well, she lost custody of her children. Okay. At around the same time of her conservatorship starting, right? But she lost custody of her children, and it has remained as such since then. Okay. It has not changed. And doesn't seem to, even after having gotten out of the conservatorship, she couldn't even, if she wanted to, fight it because the kids didn't want to be with her. Okay. And there's lots of things that have come out with the kids that have actually put out like audio recordings. Kevin Federline, her ex-husband, has put out audio recordings of some of the interactions she's had with her kids. So I have to look at this and say, you know, it's a sad, the whole thing is just sad because when you look at her life in general, she's had an incredible career, right? Incredible life in the sense of the career, the money that she's made, etc. But then there is that dark side, the horrible part, which is the conservatorship, right? Not even that. Before that, the mental breakdown when she shaved her head. Okay, the mental breakdown when she shaved her head in rebellion. Okay, then immediately lost custody of her children not too long later, and then went into the conservatorship that exact same year, to being basically put in this box to do what it is that you're supposed to do. Just go to your shows and come home, take the pump you full of all the meds and all the stuff and things, go back out, perform like literally as a trick pony. Okay. Having no control over your finances, the money that you make, the business deals, the contracts. I mean, she literally was doing a whole deal in Vegas, she had a whole show in Vegas and had no control over whatever she was doing at said show because of this conservatorship. Of course, she got out of it, thank God, but what a crap situation, right? But now that I see just how she is, you know, from what I can see, I don't know. It's just a sad tale. I don't know how to say it better than that. The entire story is is just as much an incredible but tragic story all at the same time. Like her career has been incredible, but it's a tragedy too. You know what I mean? Literally losing her freedom, trying to get it back, still doesn't have her children, didn't bother to fight it because they didn't want to be with her, allegedly. Okay.
I mean,
now they're living in Hawaii with Kevin Federline.
Yeah. I don't think. Oh, snap.
What?
Our first super chat. Hold up. We gotta take a break. We gotta take a moment here real quick because this is our first super chat.
Ever.
Okay. My mama, my miracle mama, first off.
Hey, girl.
You know, thank you so much for the 5. Appreciate it. She says, wait, the F just arrived, caught alive, and you're monetized. Just love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, boo.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the love. I was expecting you to say something really profound and thought-provoking in regards to the subject matter we were talking about.
Boy,
but we'll take that.
You are so stupid.
I'm kidding.
We love you, mama.
Thank you so much.
We love you, boo.
We appreciate the support. Thank you so much.
We love you, honey, buddy.
Our first super chat.
Oh my God, that was so cool. We've never had that happen before.
Whoa. Okay.
That was awesome.
Pretty dope.
Thank you so much, boo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The first of many, I hope. Hopefully.
Right. There you go.
But when it comes to all this, okay, yes, I agree. Let's be real. We all know she's clearly off.
She's off.
Okay,
guys, let's keep it a buck.
We're gonna be looking at a couple things here in a little bit for sure, or we're gonna be looking at something here in a little bit. But one of the things that people are talking about now, at least that's what is floating around in these social media streets. Some of y'all are like just sleuthy, like it's getting super true crimey in pop culture because people are now suspecting that this music video and the song Every Time, right?
Every time
are now thinking that this is a song about pertaining to the procedure. So you know the song Every Time I Fall, you know that song. You know, it's very, very sad. Okay. Feel so small and need you, baby. Something like that.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know the words, but we've all heard the song before. Okay. And if you've seen Spring Breakers, you know the scene I'm talking about.
Oh, Lord.
They use that song in that scene. Anyway, terrible movie. Don't watch it. But anyway, okay. This is the music video. And in the background, a woman's giving birth to a baby. Now, of course, the only pushback I say, because everybody's going to sit here. I understand there's going to be people out here going, oh, no, she talking about aliens dropping onto the planet. You know what I'm saying? People are going to take everything that they can and take little bits and bits and bits and bits and then just, build that into conspiracy theories amok, right? And I'm sure, and for a fact, conspiracy theories are probably running amok right now, even more now because of this new bombshell that she dropped just recently about this. Okay, so when I look at this, I'm going, she ain't no songwriter. So for a fact she ain't write this song. She did not write this song. Okay, so did she walk in and go, I want to write a song about a procedure and sing it?
She spoke to her people, let her know the experience, and they wrote it for her. You know what I mean? And then when they did the video, because I don't know, it's just eerily, it's because this video was supposed to be her reaction to their breakup.
But the reaction to her breakup is the bait. Okay, because his song is "Cry Me a River." Come on, his song is completely different. And his is like, you know what I mean? He's going up the middle finger. He's going like, I'm out. But
Cry Me a River was epic, guys.
Cry Me a River was amazing.
It was incredible, you guys. That was like a whole moment in and of itself, guys.
That was his breakout. That was his breakout song.
No.
Everybody named Mama was like, everybody was like, yo, this song is fire. This song is still fire. But
it's still fire.
The question is it fabricated crap? Were they using that as an opportunity to spin everything to make him look like the hero,
right?
And make her like a dirty, dirty hoe?
Right.
That's another question in itself. Hold on. Before we jump into that part of the conversation, real quick, let me pull up the actual music video. Britney Spears, Every Time. The actual music. I'm not playing the music.
Right. We can't play the music.
Let me just make that abundantly clear.
We ain't doing that.
But, hold on. Dagnab. Hold on. But I do want to pull it up because I want us to take a look at it in general. Is this really the song? Oh, wow. It really is. Holy crap. Hold on. And is that Chad Michael Murray up in this? How do I even know this dude's name?
Laura, I completely agree. Why are you looking that up?
No, it's not.
Laura Estrada says, poor Britney and Justin, such a personal thing being public. Totally agree. Like, imagine where they were in their lives at that time. I mean, in general, they're always being watched. People are watching their every freaking move. They have to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way, speak a certain way. And they were kids. So you can only imagine how many people were trying to hold the strings, you know what I mean? The puppet strings or whatever in their careers, in their personal lives too, right? And then, of course, they made this little power couple that people loved and it was marketable, okay? So imagine the extra and the backlash and the response to people if they had actually had that child. Okay. And then when they broke up, it was like, oh my God, they broke up. It was a huge deal because it was Britney and Justin. That they were the thing. You feel me?
Yeah, no. In this, it's right here. She's right here. This is her. That's supposed to be her. Them operating on her. And then she saunters over to the other side and then birth is made.
See what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's very, and we're going to see, she might actually reveal this in the book, whether this video was reflective of that time. But I mean, it looks like it to me. Okay. It looks like it to me.
To me, it looks like just rebirth, but I can see how people could look at that and go, oh yeah, the baby. And that means she wished she could have had that baby, so on and so forth. I also will say, I mean, yes, it's dramatized. Same thing with Crimea River. They both took the opportunity to capitalize on this marketable, profitable approach towards their breakup.
Yep.
One did Crimea River, another one did Every Time.
They were both
and both are very different. This is still this song, this piece is still, it's still a hit. People still know this song very well. I know it. Okay. And I don't listen to Britney Spears. All right. Okay. And everybody and their mama knows that Crimea River. I mean, everybody knows that song. So it does make you wonder
to this day.
I mean, shoot, all of us do. When it plays, you're like, oh my God, you and my son. Like, come on. Like, you know it. You know all the words because it was so good. You know what I mean? It's so good. It's so damn good. Bangers. Okay, but it does make you wonder, why Crimea River? Did she really cheat? Did she not cheat? Was he saying Crimea? Was he saying Crimea River because she was crying about the possible procedure of this thing right here? Or did she go and walk out on him? Right? So it's very interesting in how they spin this. Now, there's more information out here. That's another bombshell that's been dropped. She's claiming that Justin Timberlake cheated on her, not the other way around. So the whole narrative that we've all known for the past 20 some odd years has been one fabricated lie. Why are we? That sounds familiar, doesn't it? That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound familiar? This lies coming out.
Lord. But look, all these years she took that L.
Lying in your face and saying, buy my book.
Look, no, all these years, she's taken this L. That's a big L to carry. Because keep in mind, when Crimea River came out, people were like, oh my God, she cheated on him. Right? And now, I mean, years later, and she never came out with a bunch of interviews talking about, I didn't cheat. It's not true. It's da-da-da-da. Like, she literally has taken this L and carried this L all these years to now with her new book now stating that it was he, in fact, who was cheating on her, and that it was with a celebrity on top of that.
Oh,
okay.
Celebrity.
That it was a celebrity on top of that. Okay. So it's just,
Oh.
it's so interesting to see like two conflicting sides, because he said, I mean, he insinuated in the video, and he hasn't come out and said that she cheated. It's just was in his video. Right. But now she is now saying that. I just find this so interesting. Right. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. This whole scenario is, I just feel for the girl. I feel so bad for the girl. This just stinks. She doesn't even have her kids, you guys. Like, she doesn't even have her children. And they're grown too, 17, 16. They're grown.
I don't feel bad for her.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I do.
No. I don't feel bad. I don't feel okay. So let me just say this. Okay. Let me say this before all the Britney Spears stands come at me and start getting mad at me. I'm not sitting here saying that I don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for her, yes, but there's a part of me that doesn't feel bad for her. I feel like there's choices that were made in her life that she could have chosen option B instead of option A. And maybe the trajectory of her life would have been a little bit different. That's what I think. And maybe that's a harsh take, but it is what it is. That's just kind of what I feel. Now, again, there are things, again, like she was in and out of rehab like crazy. And again, I don't know what it, I don't know what was the cause of all those things. I don't know what is the cause of her going down this route or going down the other route or anything like that. But I think that there are things that nowadays, maybe back in the day, being young and all that, that's one thing. And of course, the environment that she was in is terrible. Okay. But there is something that I'm like, okay, she's older now. The other thing too is she don't have to put these things in a memoir. She didn't even have to write this book. She really didn't. But she's writing the book, or in fact, she could have done this in a quick video. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dancing around with knives, spinning around with knives, she could have done all this. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I think a lot of her actions have everything to do with her mental state. I don't think she's 100% there.
No, she's not.
I've just never thought
she is not there at all.
She is not.
I think she is completely broken.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't want to. I have an idea of what I think is going on. But I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not going to say. But I'm sure many of you guys are thinking a lot of the same thing, because no mother in their right mind is going to just let her kids get taken by their ex and not even fight for custody. There's so many things.
But that's the thing. There's something about that. There's something about that I'm wondering, is it all something that was not in her control at all? And I'm talking about like her mental state, etc. Because clearly she's able to be without this conservatorship, so she's still able to live and be full body, mind, and soul without the conservatorship. If she was unfit and unwell, then maybe there would be you see what I'm saying? Then there would still be conservatorship. But she had issues in the past, and they continued to grow and get crazier and crazier. Now, could that be because she is she's a victim of her own environment? That could very well be it too. But if you're sitting there going, okay, my kids, and you still don't get custody over your kids,
or even
something's not right.
She didn't even fight for it. That's why
from sources, I got sources. And sources told me, very, very close sources that were around her during the time of chopping off her hair and everything, that were basically saying that she was fighting for the kids. She was really trying
originally,
but she was in and out of rehab like crazy because of her serious addictions. The stuff that's going on right now, where they're talking about her, in the memoir, which I'm going to call cap right the fuck now. There's a part in the memoir that she is talking about the infamous cutting her hair off story.
Okay,
that allegedly is not true. I've heard it from a source, a very, very reliable source.
That
okay?
what?
Someone
What
that
hurt
was
about
very,
her having
that
cut her hair?
someone that, let me finish what I'm saying.
My bad, my
See
bad.
what I'm saying.
My
So
bad.
from a source that is very, very, that was, let me say that too, very, very connected to the whole situation at that time. The cutting her hair off thing was not because of her just giving a middle finger to the people around her and paparazzi and her parents telling her to, dye her hair blonde and get back into shape. There was something deeper going on.
Like,
she was trying to not get in trouble with drug tests. So she thought, let me buzz cut all my hair off. Because if they test my hair, stuff is going to come out showing what's in my system or what I have taken. And if I don't cut my hair, they're going to take my kids. So she went right into that salon and buzz cut that mug off.
Interesting.
But she still lost the kids. Why? Because she made bad choices. She continued to make bad choices. And again, product of her own environment, and all that, sure. And she had some serious addictions during that time and all that. But at the same doggone time, that is some tea right there for your ass. I heard that from an extremely close source. Okay.
I can see that. I can see that. However, I'm not just only talking about when everything first went down, when she lost custody. I'm talking about even after that. Okay. Because every time I see her ass dancing with her undies on and whatever the fuck, I'm like, where the fuck are your kids?
Yeah, let's talk about
You're
that.
a whole mom out here in these streets and has been all these years. And she's been dancing like this for years now. This is not new news, right? But I'm like, in my mind, okay, so you lost custody of your kids before. Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Why have you not fought for your kids even after the fact? Like once you started to get better, maybe once you got out of the conservatorship, now I want to be more involved in my kids' lives. Maybe you don't ask for custody. Maybe you don't get joint custody because Kevin's had the kids for a minute and a half. They probably don't want to be displaced, probably don't want to disrupt their flow. But my thing is, we don't even see you with your kids. And now she hasn't seen either one of her kids for at least a year at this point.
Let's keep it real. There's a whole interview with K-Fed and all that, and I feel like he is just as bad. I'm not sitting here saying he's an innocent dude. He knew exactly who he was marrying. He knew exactly what situation he was getting into.
Right.
He's just basically the opposite of some of these women out here that marry football players that have fat checks, get pregnant by them, and then just live off the alimony. Yep. Okay, same thing.
He's been chilling for a minute.
He just basically did the female version of that.
Right.
But you can clearly, or he did the male version of that. That's what I meant. But at the same time, you can see something. Something's up. Now, I will say this though too. Let me say this because I'm not trying to be some cutthroat asshole. I'm sorry for covering your face. Hold on. I'm not trying to be some asshole here. Okay. Obviously, you're
not being an asshole. You're just keeping it funky.
Obviously, I have heart. Obviously, I care.
Right.
Obviously, I care about Britney Spears. And yes, I'm putting into consideration all the things that are going on with her. And there's a lot of things that are going on with her. It's not just the addictions and the Hollywood lifestyle of consuming all kinds of different chemicals and substances and whatnot. There's also the upbringing, her family, them riding her till her wheels literally mentally fell off and all that too. So it is kind of sorry for using this phrase, but a perfect storm, if you will.
Yeah, like a hodgepodge of a bunch of things.
Of these things being all coming all together in one spot. So there is a part of me that does feel bad for her, but there's also a part of me that does not feel bad for her. I'm sorry. That's just it. But she's love dreaming peach. She made bad choices, or was she being controlled by others, facing her into a lot of trauma? Yes. Or forcing her into a lot of trauma. Yes, that's a very good point too.
That's a good point.
Like I said, I mean, I'm just saying, and a part of me is like, all right now, For example, let me just say this really quick.
Yeah.
Right now, the reason why I'm showing this photo again, she is alone. Now, she says that she's got people out here helping her do whatever. Okay. How much of that is true? She clearly is in a place mentally that is not in a good place. She is not in a good place right now, guys. Still, even when this conservatorship thing was going on, she was not in a good mental place then too. Now that she's been let go, which I'm happy she was let go. I'm not sitting here saying that she shouldn't be free to do whatever the hell she wants any old time. But at the same time, as soon as she gets free, she does something reckless, in my personal opinion, by marrying some dude who clearly wasn't there for her. In my personal opinion, that's just me. Okay. And then she continues making the same content that she's making right here. But now it's getting even more intense. Now it's knives. And guys, don't do this at home.
Unstable. She is literally, it's mentally, there's
so you're telling me somebody's really watching. So you're telling me that there's somebody really watching her 24/7, making sure she's taking the meds, making sure she's going to a professional, talking to that professional, so on and so on. You're telling me that? Now? I don't think so. Absolutely I just don't think so. So it's also, it's the choices that are being made by her independently as well.
But I think some of these choices are influenced by her mental state. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. When this situation went down, when she cut her hair and the way she chose to do it and all of that, I felt like she had a mental break. You know, that's just me. I don't know that for a fact, right? Everyone has their theories. The source that you mentioned, that might have been the actual reason for which she did it. But for me, I feel like she hit just a mental break. You know, the pressures of life and celebrity and all of those things, you know, whatever was happening on in her personal life that we aren't aware of, right? That she might reveal in the book for all we know.
Right.
I personally think that something happened, like the switch, you know what I'm saying? Switch went on, right? And look, love Dreaming Peach. Love that. Like, felt like she was being trafficked. Imagine her, literally, she is supporting everybody and their mama. They take it from her. Everyone is a yes person around her parents and everyone around her management, her PR team, everyone's pulling at her, telling her what she's supposed to be doing, how she's supposed to be, how she's supposed to dress, how she's supposed to look, how you know, whatever, right? She can't even be a regular teenager. Okay. And then now you have a mental break, quote unquote. I'm making this up, right? Not making this up, but you know what I mean? In my personal opinion, she has a mental break. Soon after goes into a conservatorship where she's completely controlled. Okay. And I will say this. I don't think they would have put her in a conservatorship if there wasn't a good reason for it. That's why in my mind, I'm just like, I get it. There were substances possibly and those types of things. And she has made choices that weren't the best, but they wouldn't have allowed the conservatorship if they didn't see, if there was not things that were revealed when that conservatorship was established that would have allowed them to have that conservatorship take place. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. And then for her to be in that conservatorship for so long, right? And then now that she's off, look at her now. She's only proving the point that her dad tried to prove, which is that she's not mentally stable. Something's off with the chick.
Something's not right.
You know,
something's not right. And yes, I appreciate Love Dreaming Peach because she's coming in defense and understandably she's coming in with the information. But at the same time, I do believe, yes, I agree as well. Conservatorships are corrupt, especially
depends on the situation, though.
Exactly. In this situation, it was corrupt, and it is corrupt. And I'm glad that she's free. Okay. But at the same time, though, is she on the right path towards mental stability and mental health, mental well-being? I don't think so. Personally, I do not. Now, this book, maybe we'll give her more financial freedom because for a fact everybody and their mama you know for a fact everybody and their mama gonna buy this book. I mean, damn,
right now
I already have it, or I don't have it, but I'm saying it's
in my cart right now on Audible.
It's gonna be delivered to me on the day of its premiere, of the release. So I'm really looking forward to it. But there's so much to be said about Britney and the conservatorship and her upbringing and all that. And let me be real. Yes, she got ran through, okay, by her own family. And they're still trying to take her money. Let's keep it real. And it's sad. I I just wish there was a step in the right direction for her where it's sobriety, but not only just sobriety on the drug front, but I'm talking about sobriety of the mind, that cleansing of the mind, her talking to the right kind of professional, her getting set on the right path so she can go back out
getting the
and
right
keep
help.
and continue creating, which is what everybody wants. They just wanted to get back out and be Britney, bitch, right?
Yeah, and I
So
don't know that
that's
that's
it.
ever gonna happen. I think her
I
leg
don't
I
think
mean,
so.
keep in mind, she has done some things in the last few years musically that have actually done pretty well, and people really don't they're kind of underground, but people know about them, you know what I mean? But the reality is I don't think she's ever gonna get to that place where she really once was. I think she's too
No.
far mentally gone. The primary reason for me feeling bad for her, because she has made bad choices, I just feel like there are some things that come from and are in response to her mental state and the fact that there is something off with her. And I just pray and hope that she does get the right type of help, like real help. Okay, not just being thrown, medication and just medicated to death. Literally help for whatever mentally she's going through, because I can only imagine what her now ex-husband, newest one, has experienced in the time that they were together. Okay,
Just
because
saying.
he has been mum's the word for the most part. He hasn't really gone into too much detail.
There's
You know what
probably
I
an
mean?
NDA.
And he probably had an NDA. But it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting to read this book and really see, check out her perspective
Going to be
in her opinion.
fascinating.
But again, doesn't make it to be true. This is hers. This is her version of whatever that truth is, right? But yeah, I don't know. I pray for everybody involved. It's sad that she doesn't even have her kids. Her kids don't want a relationship with her at all. They do not. There's reason for that too. Trust. And I don't think it's their fault. And I don't think it's Kevin's fault either. I think that there's things that she's done, maybe the way she's acted. It could also be the mental thing too. They've probably seen things that obviously they've seen things that we haven't seen.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a really shitty situation, the whole thing. You know what I mean? To now be in this big ass, a gazillion $1 million house, now with no husband. You don't even have a relationship with your actual kids at all. At
None.
all. You're not on your meds. More than likely, she ain't on her meds. You're not out here talking about dancing with knives. Okay. Which she claims are fake, and they're not. They don't fake knives don't clink like that. Did y'all hear the click clink?
That looked real. They look real to me.
They look real as all get out. Stop.
I will say this too, though, and I know it's going to anger people, but I think
you're going to say what's on the tip of my tongue. I think that I won't say. Let's see if you do it.
Is it about music?
Nope.
Okay.
It's far worse. Yeah, because I have an opinion about but I'm
about what? About what?
I can't. I'm not going to say it.
One
day I might. I'm going to read the book first.
Can you hint it a little bit? Can you hint at it
a
little bit?
Give it completely away. But I just have an opinion about just. I'm not. It'll ruffle too many feathers, and I think it's better for me to voice this opinion after I've read the book.
You know what? That's a fair thing. Mine has
it's harsh. What I was about to say. It's really, really harsh. But I want to see.
Yeah, mine has nothing to do with that. Mine has to do with musically speaking.
Okay, go ahead. I'm curious to see what you're about to say.
No, I just think I think she's done.
Oh, she's done.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think her voice is done. Like she doesn't. There's no. You know what I mean?
They have to auto-tune the hell out of it.
I don't know if it's because of drugs or because the amount of performing she has done, but I do think that, like, as far as that goes, it's not the signature Britney that I think everybody knows and really loves. So I think, and yeah, I know we all know that too.
And it's sad.
What I'm trying to say.
I was about to say she can't sing anyway.
She can't sing anyway, but still her voice is not the same like it used to. And I get it. And I get it over time, age, etc. Your voice changes. But still Mariah Carey's out here in these streets still singing. She ain't doing the whistling notes like she used to. She ain't doing those whistling notes like she used to, but at the same time, she's still singing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I get over time, age, but I do think it has to do with drugs and overperforming, pushing yourself and all that, and bad habits in singing. because I've heard stories about how they wanted her to sound a certain way, and she sounds completely different than what she really sounds like. But over years and years of her singing this actual way kind of destroyed her voice as well. But yeah, she can't sing, but
No,
she's a hell of a performer.
Yeah, great performer. Just can't sing shit.
I'm listen, I am definitely here for Britney. I'm definitely team Britney. I definitely want her to have happiness and success and all that. I just want her to be happy and be around people that actually love her and want to take care of her and actually want to be around her, not for some sycophantic underlying the greedy reasons, that they're really wanting to be around her because they actually freaking
care for her. They're not trying to use her.
Exactly, guys. So I'm hoping for it, and I'm sure we're all hoping for her happiness and all that, because she really deserves that. True.
I can't wait to dive into this book.
Comment
down below, let us know if you guys are getting it too.
This book is going to be insane. This book is going to be insane. Let me just say that. So I'm really looking forward to it because, well, one, all the other book that she had was monitored by family and friends that were all part of the conservatorship. So it was all things that had everything to do with what she could and couldn't say. The whole thing was censored
freely. So this should be quite I mean, this gonna be interesting to see how this
it's gonna be insane. It's going to be insane. But anyway, guys, we appreciate you guys for being here. That is the show. Man, oh man, we got so much to go through. There's so much to talk about. When we get the book, trust me, we will be talking about it over here and on our respective pages, our respective channels, of course. So please go check out our other channels, the Pascal Show and the Socialite Life. Please go and check those out. Please and thank you. But before you go and do that, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Please be sure to do that. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're working hard out here in these streets to give you the conversations that you need and the controversies. Okay.
That part.
And the agreements and the disagreements.
That part.
And the unpopular and popular opinions. Okay.
That part.
We got all of it and more right here on The Real Beef with S&P. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your hump day.
We love y'all. Hope you guys have a great week.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
See you guys.
Peace.